guys, it's me. I'm back. What's up, party people? We're like, Mads, come on. All right, this show is taking a turn for the. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Monster Bass Live. I'm so excited to be with you all today. We got a great show for you. We really do. We're on with a traveling fisherman, and this guy literally travels around and does nothing but fish. So he's gonna have some good stories, and I'm really excited to talk about it. We got an exclusive show special for you that should be scrolling across the bottom. We're going to talk about golden tickets, trophy room picks. We might even talk about one of the baits in the October box. New bait bags are in, so I'll show you those. The BFS rods landed. We might even talk about my fantasy team. I mean, heck, we might, I'm always on the lookout for what's out there. So we might even unbox one of these because I just got it in the mail today. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. We're definitely going to talk about my fantasy team. But before we do, let's see who's in the chat. Caro was first today. I don't know if you guys saw that. You guys are sleeping. She crushed you guys today. I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, Scott Vermonter. When winter comes, we'll see who wins. Let's see who's here. Caro, Viper Vision, Tom Brewster, James Anthony, Man Stuff, Dad Stuff, John C. Oof, there's a lot of people. Cap. I hope you got that hat and hoodie I sent you. Let's see. Heel Dish. Man, there's some good people. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. There are a lot of good people here in this chat. I'm excited about today. E. Myers. All right, well, we got lucky enough. And if you're lucky enough, maybe you'll win the golden ticket today. Don't forget, I'm going to call it out. We're going to call it out towards the end. So if you're tuning in now, just take it easy. I want to say welcome to Salt MMA. Got his first box. Welcome to the community. We get together every week, and we have a pretty good time. Hold on. Why is Jordan Sutton going to the hospital? That doesn't make me happy. We're not even in 3 minutes into the show, and we got someone going to the hospital. Oh my goodness, man. Let's see who else we got. If you're a first timer watching this, and I know there's other people coming in, if you're a first timer, please let me know. I'd like to know in the chat. But all right. So before we get started, I want to say thank you to you guys. Last month's box had a brand new bait in it called the Moneymaker. If you haven't seen it, well, unfortunately, I don't have one with me. But it's got the body of a Seeker and the magnetic weight transfer system of a Seeker 6, but it's on the front hook hanger. It's got a willow blade along with the treble. And you guys have been sending me pictures nonstop. Thank you. So clearly that bait is cashing in, and you guys are, catching fish. So I'm glad we did that one right. So thank you guys. I want to say thank you to everybody that's purchased the flak jackets, those new rod covers. We tried to do our best to make them both affordable and reliable. And I'm excited to talk about one of the baits that's coming up in this month's box. We're going to have time and all of that. So there's T-Rex. I missed him. So before we get into the show, question for you. I saw the BFS rods dropped. Are you or do you have plans on picking up a BFS reel to carry on the website? I'm not going to make any reels in 2025. I've been working on something, but it takes a lot of work. I'll be honest, like designing reels and everything that's involved in it is a lot of work. And so, you know, when I fish with like a Lose Pro TI. Cast King did send me some stuff. I'm going to look at that. I'll probably either get some, I don't know. The problem with the BFF with reels is it's really a personal thing, right? And when you start spending that kind of money on reels, then you can sink a lot of cash in having them on inventory. So what I prefer to do is if I can get a good deal on stuff, I'm going to pre-sell them. Meaning like if I get contacted and someone's got a lot of X, whatever the reel is, maybe I'll tell them I'm interested in however many. I'll pre-sell them on the site. You'll get them 2 weeks later. But I don't want to sink a ton of inventory into a product that I don't know it's going to sell, right? So I hope that answered your question. But if you want a recommendation on reels, I'm happy to give you some. What else? I think we need a Monster Bass. Yeah. We do need some more thumbs up because A, I agree the moneymaker is a game changer. And B, you know, we don't want me to have to go to therapy because, as you can see, I'm wearing a Yankees hat. I might need to go to therapy if the Yankees lose tonight. We are now currently tied with the Red Sox, 2-2. We're down 1 after the first game. And listen, I trash talk a lot to my friends that love Boston. And I'll be honest, if we lose tonight, I'm gonna have to turn my phone on do not disturb because I'm gonna get a lot of stuff. So let's keep it moving. All right, guys. Our guest today, probably lives your dream. He literally travels around and does nothing but go fishing. Let that sink in for a minute. He does nothing but travel around and go fishing. And I don't mean like, well, this week I'm going to Okeechobee and next week I'm going to Lake Fork. No, not even close. Not even close. So let's not waste any more time and let's give a big warm welcome to our guest today, Robert Dunphy.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Good. How we doing?
I'm doing great. So, you and I have talked a fair bit, probably over the last 6 months, and we've just never been able to kind of connect and figure things out because, you know, I'm busy. I mean, you're clearly busy. And so I'm excited to have you on the show today. So I'd love to learn a little bit more about you and like where did this love for fishing come from?
So just growing up in a fishing family, really. A lot of the family was from Wisconsin. So, weekends, the kids, we'd go out to the lake and to the cabins and we'd fish and we'd always be around water. And that's how it really started, that love for it, just being around the family. And that was that's what we did in the weekends or summertime. We were always on the water or in the water and having that love of fishing. And then it just, as the years grown, just the love for it grew and getting into different species and, learning everything about it and just, and then leading up to, 2015, getting on the road again, just loving fishing, love what I did. And it was difficult in the beginning to, go to these new states, try to find places to fish. And then, what do I do? How do I approach it? And then just really dove into it as deep as I could. And just, I can't even explain how lucky I am and how thankful I am and how much I've learned even over the last 10 years of being on the road,
And so you grew up in Badger country. I'm assuming you were a Bucky the Badger fan.
For a little while, house divided. It was Bears and Packers,
Fair enough. And what side did you lean on? Let's get some of the faithful here upset.
Let's go Bears.
Okay. We could talk a little bit about that all day long because, I watch, my son goes to USC, so I watched a lot of Caleb Williams in college. And I got to tell you, it looks like the game's a little too fast for him right now.
They need to put in Bajan.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So you grew up in Wisconsin, fishing family, and how did it come to be that like you have the ability to just go fishing in like whenever you want, wherever you end up?
So the wife is a travel nurse, for those of you that don't know. So what that is every 3 months or 5 months we go to a new state, and so we go somewhere new, and I do all my homework and all my research, and we try to kind of gear it towards a state that I'm going to be able to fish, maybe a few different bodies of water. And it was about, like I said, we got on the road in 2015. It was probably about that first year, I think, when I really came into it. I was having a hard time finding a place to fish, different species, getting different gear and tackle. And then, watched a lot of videos on here, a lot of YouTube, a lot of the pre-Guggen guys, right? And then the light bulb went off. I said, hey, I travel, I fish. And the name just hit me. It's the Traveling Fisherman. I said, we're gonna learn everything we can. We're gonna do our homework. We're gonna, if it's got gills, I'm gonna try to catch it in every which way I can.
So how many of the states in the U.S. have you fished in?
That we've been to 12 states, but I've fished, places along the way. I can't even tell you the amount of places that I've probably fished.
What's the coolest location you've been to?
I was in the U.S. I'd say Florida's been really cool for a lot of different reasons. Freshwater, saltwater, brackish, all the different, species, especially in the brackish and the Everglades.
Yeah.
Canada's been really special as well. Got to do some really cool. Just the backdrop alone, not even, the amount of fish that I caught, because I didn't catch many, but I did catch 5 different species up in Canada. But just that backdrop, was really special. Turks and Caicos was really cool too. Fly fishing for bonefish.
Oof. That's fun.
Yeah. So, every place has really brought something special to the table, something different,
And you just spent 3 months in Alaska?
Yep. That's
what part of Alaska?
Seward, Alaska.
Okay. And what was like, tell me about Alaska. What was the, is it everything that everyone expects, beautiful scenery and wilderness? And
I think it's almost hard to put into words or perspective, just because you see it like on a screen or something, or on TV. It just doesn't do it justice. It's amazing. That's well, I was going to go back. I said Florida, but yeah, I would say, Alaska is probably the top tier of places that I've been. Is, visually, the way that I get to approach these fish. It's not like being in Indiana or Wisconsin. You got deer crossing the road, or possum. You got bear, and you got eagles, and it's pretty special. But yeah, it's amazing up there, and the different ways that I learned how to fish up there. I'm still learning fly fishing, the drone fishing, the deep sea fishing.
Wait, the drone fishing. Tell me about drone fishing. What's that all?
Well, we're shore fishing, Resurrection Bay. The drone takes us out 250, 300 yards, drops our bait, and we hold on, and we caught a lot of different species doing that. That's been really, really fun. With the crew we met up there at Be Outdoors Alaska, and they have the Swell Pro drones, and it's definitely been a game changer. It's opened up some opportunities for me, and I think we're gonna do that moving forward. Try to incorporate some drone fishing along the way.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Did you catch halibut when you're up there?
Oh yeah, halibut, flounder, cod, scopen. We caught jellyfish. We caught starfish, salmon. Dolly Varden. I mean, not drone fishing that way, but just the amount of fish that we caught. But yeah, it's pretty special for sure. Fresh fish all the time.
Yeah. Now tell me, I don't know what your experience was like. Well, actually, tell me about your first experience when you caught when you caught a halibut?
So that was special. So it was I think it was our second year in Alaska. They were having a contest over on IG, and somebody up there that we had met, it was another travel nurse that my wife met, and she was friends with one of the captains on the charters up there. And they said, hey, write in this contest why you feel you should win this, 12-hour offshore halibut trip. So I just wrote in, hey, it's a bucket list fish of mine. I've been traveling the country doing this stuff, really wanting to learn and catch one. And they came back with like an hour later and said, meet us at the docks in the morning. And we went out, and it was just, it wasn't even just, there's really not much of a fight. They call it like reeling in a barn door. Okay. There's not much of a fight to them, but it's just the adrenaline. It's the experience. You're seeing the mountains. We come up on whales and sea lions and all this stuff. And it's just add all that together, and it's pretty special. But it's really cool to be able to catch them, bring them back to the dock, clean them, and then eat them.
Yeah, I got to tell you, my first experience catching a halibut was a lot different than yours. I was out on a boat here in California, and I remember watching like I catch this halibut, and it comes up, and they put it on the boat, and it's flopping around, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes one of the deckhands with like a baseball bat. And he starts whacking and I'm looking around like watching little kids, and I'm sitting there going, I can't believe I'm watching this. And they beat him in the head until it stops.
Yep.
And I just sat there and I was like, wow, this is so insane. And I asked the guy, I'm like, is that what you guys do every time you catch a halibut? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like, wow. I didn't know what to expect. But what's the craziest thing that you saw when you were fishing, or the craziest experience up in Alaska?
Well, that was, I believe, our first or second year up there. It was the end of the sockeye run. They were all spawned out. So that's a really good time to fish for dolly varden and rainbow trout. For the dollies, they're in the char family, Arctic char. The bite was on fire. We're out there fishing the one day, and a buddy of mine, he was, maybe 8 feet off to my right, and we're talking. He gets into a spawned out sockeye, and I look over and go, oh, Dave, you got into a spawned out. And I look over, and there's this brown bear had walked out, and he was standing almost to his nose, just standing there watching this fish.
Now, when you're in the outback of Alaska, you're carrying, right?
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. We got spray and the pew-pews. You have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to take a bunch of kids up there, and we were struggling because I was like, how are we going to, we're flying. And I was like, I am not going into the outback with kids without having something to, and I don't mean bear spray, right? You got to have a gun of some kind, because bear comes at you.
And I think, really to that, there was another one. That was our probably second or third day in Alaska. We couldn't bring those through Canada.
Right. So
we had to ship them. So we were out just with bear spray. So the wife and I decided to hike Mount Marathon. We got up to about the bowl. It was a good hike. Did our thing, took pictures, ate our sandwiches, and we're like, all right, we got to start walking back down. We're finally getting back to the last little bit of the switchbacks. You can hear the cars, you can see everything. Well, I took a break. She kept walking. I lose her into the trees. She comes back around, and I go, what's wrong? And she goes, there's a bear.
Yeah.
And I thought at first she was joking with me, and I could tell the look on her face and I went walking around the corner, and there was a black bear sitting there, and it didn't leave us alone. It was a garbage bear. We didn't know this till after, and it followed us. It trapped us on the side of the mountain. We had to call the rangers to come rescue us.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah.
I just want to address a comment in the chat from Caro, and I want you to know that when I take the kids backpacking into the wilderness, you can 100% bet that we have something with us, because I'm pretty confident that every parent there would be upset if they knew that we were packing something. However, if by chance a bear comes across us, which happens a lot, I'm going to guess they're going to thank me when we protect all their children. So that being said, you're actually wrong. Now, I hope there's no scout executives on here. If you are, that's fine. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I can't even imagine sockeye fishing because when I see videos, like, and you look at the water and there's just like you could just step on them. There's so many. Is it hard to catch them when it's like that?
Well, this year was a record breaking year for them up there. They had 4.7 million that they recorded, and that's the largest ever. And so we were fortunate enough to be on a boat with a guide, but she's our friend. We met her. I met her fishing in 2017. Veteran-owned, female-owned business. She opened up a guide service, but she took us out, and at points, right, you could walk across the water literally. There's so many of them.
Now you can't just net them, can you?
No, locals. If you're local, you can dip net when you can do that. We floss for them.
What's that mean?
So it's kind of like flossing your teeth, right? It's kind of same concept. So there's a long fly, and you put some beads or some weights on them up top, and you throw upstream. And salmon, when they're swimming upstream, they swim with their mouths open, and so the line's bouncing down, and you hope to get in, and then you're pulling them like this, and you're trying to get that line and hook them. So anything above the gill plate you can keep. Anything below, you got to let them go.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine like how good it must be to just like all that fresh fish and so many different species, and just like, do you stockpile it or not really because you're only there for 3 months at a time?
Yeah, I mean, we sent probably 70 pounds of fish to friends and family while we're up there. Now we do keep some, but we only keep what we need.
Yeah. Wow. So, all right. So you get to so your wife it's your wife?
Yep.
Okay, so your wife is working. God, I feel like I'm talking to T-Rex almost. So your wife is working as a traveling nurse, and you get to just go fishing.
Yeah.
Did you just play the lottery or?
I mean, the wife lottery I did. I hit it.
Wow.
It's it's like I said, it has its ups and downs. Everybody thinks it's all rainbows and cotton candy, but it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I never thought 10 years ago, if you would have looked at me and said, hey, 10 years from now, this is where you're going to end up and this is what you're going to be doing, I never would have believed it. And I just it's
all right. So you're making content, and I'm assuming you're on every platform.
Mm-hmm.
For everyone out there that's trying to make content, like, are you making content when you're making content? Are you making it when you go to edit it? Are you editing it specifically for one of the platforms, or are you just like, here it is?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. I'm still struggling with the editing part of it. So if anybody's listening, I could use an editor. But yeah, I try to gear it towards that platform, because I know each one, and things are changing on them, what they want or what they expect. And, IG, they don't want you doing more than a 3-minute video, like all these different things. So I've been trying,
Mm-hmm. Have you used any of the AI platforms that'll take your long form content and just cut it automatically up into short form?
I'm been trying to do that. Like I said, my big thing now is with the phone. I'm having some storage issues. My problem is I kind of grew up on this technology and I should know it, but the problem is I have 4 different like iCloud and storage and Google Photos and everything's full, and so everything's kind of messed up, and I don't know where I can delete stuff to free up space on my phone. So I try to do it to the laptop, and I've been kind of struggling there, and that's kind of what's been holding me back on some of these, better videos, better content.
Yeah. Who are the content creators that you look at and you're like, wow, they make really good content?
I like Mikey Balls. I like watching him a lot. Roland Martin, I like watching his stuff, what's happening Roland, those guys. But there's a lot of great creators out there, it's just, and what elevates that is knowing, having that, being able to do the editing and get everything to that point. We have 2 laptops full of content that I'm having a hard time getting out, and I want to share it. in the best way possible. So I'm trying to figure that out, working on that still.
Yeah. 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 I could create content all day long, but it's the editing and all the stuff that goes with it. I've been working with a couple different AI platforms and it seems to be pretty good. It's great for shorts, but it's the long form. Like, I don't know that I have the time or the patience because it's not my job to create long form content. And if it was, I'd spend too much time editing and probably subsequently drinking, I would think. I would think because you'd be just so like, okay, and I'm going to do this late at night. So there goes a bottle of red wine. I don't know. Have you done a bunch of traveling internationally?
Not a ton, like I said, we've, Scotland, Ireland, Turks and Caicos, but nothing major, we've talked about it. We still have some stuff maybe planned, and I'm hoping wherever we go that I can do some fishing. It's just, some of those spots can be, different, picking up licenses and all that stuff, but yeah, we'll see.
All right. So you're currently where in the country?
We're in Missouri.
Okay. And so you just got to Missouri. You're going to be there for 3 months. At what point within the 3 months do you find out like this is where we're going next?
Usually within that last month, we could pick now and say, hey, let's go here. We've never been there. It's got really good fishing. And then it's a matter with her, it's a matter of getting picked. It's kind of like a lotto with that. You could have 10 applicants and they just go through and say, this is the best one. Hey, we picked them.
So there's still the application process and
but for the most part, we can pick what state we want to go to. We might not get to the town we want to be in, but we can get to that state.
Wow. All right. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're talking with the traveling fisherman who literally, because his wife has a job as a traveling nurse, gets to go somewhere different every 3 months and just fish, explore nature, and create content. And so if you haven't already subscribed, check out the Traveling Fisherman. He's on all the platforms. And what kind of content do you like to make?
How-to stuff, like to review some things, just give tips to things that help me be successful. I'm not a professional. By no means, I'm not an expert, but I've learned a few things along the way, a few, tips and tricks. And I like to share that stuff. And then, just to share the adventures that we go on. And I'm really trying to kind of focus on that as well. Not just me fishing, but sharing, other aspects of the adventures along the way.
Right on. Someone just asked, where in Missouri are you?
We're in between Kansas City and St. Louis.
There you go.
I don't like to I don't like to give exact locations. Sometimes I've had it, and I'm sure it'd be hard to find me, maybe, but I've ran into issues over the years doing that. I've had people show up on my lives when I've been out fishing.
Really?
Yeah. Some people, and for the most part, it's been good. Nothing like horrific, but it's been kind of creepy at a few places. Next thing you know, I'm like, someone's
at your front door.
Well, I mean, I've been out fishing and somebody like walked right up to me and been standing next to me, and next thing you know, like, hey, I'm so-and-so. I was like, whoa, like, so, but yeah, we're not far from, I think this.
Yeah, you're good enough.
Yeah.
What's someone wants to know what your favorite lake is in Wisconsin to fish?
I haven't fished in Wisconsin in so long, but growing up there, we liked fishing Lake Beatamort.
Never even heard of it.
Good Smalley and Northerns and all that good stuff.
Your buddy Aaron Howell's on. He says, "What's going on, brother?"
Welcome in, my friend.
Yeah. So let's see. We got some more questions. What's your PB bass?
815, 9 pounds, depends on how you ask who weighed it.
Oh my God. Just one day I'm going to have a guest on that hasn't beaten my PB. But that's fine. Do you have a bucket list place that you want to that you're dying to go to?
I'd like to go to South America for some peacocks.
Yeah.
Some topwater. That's, we the wife looked into it. It just was a little bit out of our reach with everything that you had to go through and all that stuff. But I'm hoping to knock that off. But more realistically, I want to catch a tarpon.
Oof.
And I would really like to try to get a tarpon on a fly rod.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
I've seen it done. So I'd like to add that.
I think I saw a video in was it British Columbia? I don't remember. Yeah, I saw a video of someone catching one on a fly rod, and I got to tell you, that looks like a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What other questions? Cupcake Coley taking her chance at making fun of me. Let's see. All right. If you could fish with any content creator, anyone, who would it be?
I want to fish with Rick.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that should be your bucket list pick, but I thank you for that.
There's so many out there, I mean, obviously we like to fish with the legends, right? The guys that we grew up with, but he's not, I would say, a content creator in that level, but Rick Klun, that's a guy that I've always really looked up to. And I mean, at the level that he even finished, I don't even know if he's 100% done, but still what he's done over the years has really inspired me. But, if we're talking, like here, this type of stuff, I mean, again, Mikey Balls is a cool guy. I'd like to really meet up with him. I've learned a lot from him too.
Yeah, he's a really great dude. And I think that I think people will be surprised when they meet him at how actually this is going to come across wrong. He's such a good dude. The guy doesn't drink. He's so polite. But when he makes his videos, he comes across like I don't know.
I get you now, yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. He's a really good dude.
And we're not far from each other in Florida, so.
Well, he's at Gunnersville.
I thought he was in Florida.
No. He lives on Gunnersville, and he goes to Florida every January, February to create content.
See, that's what I thought he was in Florida for some reason. It's so hard for me to keep track of everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, I want to show you when you're fishing for bass and you're fishing conventionally, what's your go-to?
Majority of the time, I'm going to throw a spinnerbait or a jackhammer. Depending on the conditions, I like to approach it that way. If it's super windy in the mornings, I'm going to throw something moving, reaction, lipless, some type of crankbait, or something slower, depending on the conditions, pre-spawn, post-spawn, whatever.
You ever fish buzz baits?
Oh yeah. You're up throwing those early days. It was an easy chuck and wind.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, we have a Monster Bass has a buzz bait coming out that'll probably land December or January. I sent a few of them out to get tested, and a traditional buzz bait. But I want to show you one. This one, I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
So this is one of the prototypes, but these just landed in the store or in the warehouse. This is called the Grass Burner, and they are baits like this are really popular, up on the Delta. And you just chuck this thing, and this thing just skims across the top. And it's in everyone's going to get one in the October box. Comes in 8 colors. Everything from bone to black chrome, black, you name it. Um, how when you're throwing a buzz bait, are you typically throwing that like early morning? Are you throwing that just, or is it really come down to the conditions?
Majority of it's going to be conditions. I mean, right? Like rule of thumb, you're going to want to fish that early morning, lower light conditions, right, or evening time. But again, I learned it from a guy growing up. He was always throwing a topwater frog. It didn't matter if it was 90 degrees and no wind, or it didn't matter. And he would be catching the fish. And, he said, he goes, that fish are, opportunists, and, they're feeding, and you just got to pay attention to the situation. I mean, don't be afraid to throw that thing outside of that window.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you just never know.
So you get to Missouri. How do you go about breaking down a new body of water that you haven't fished? Like, what's your approach?
So typically when I go somewhere, I'm going to throw either, like I said, like a spinnerbait, some type of a search bait that I can cover a lot of water very quickly. If I throw that spinnerbait or that jackhammer, I can kind of get a feel of what's under the water a little bit, because we don't know. And, unless it's really, really clear, I don't know what's down there, but it kind of gave me an idea. If I can feel some stuff, if I'm slow rolling, if I'm coming over, lay downs or brush, or if it's coming up, it's real weedy and gunky, then I'll start breaking it down from there. Mm-hmm. I go a little bit lighter. Then we go to some weightless stuff, maybe some top water presentation. There's a place I just fished here a couple days ago, brand new spot. Started out with that jackhammer, and I was successful with it. It's approaching that body of water with that confidence, right? You can pretty much take a spinnerbait and fish it from Florida to Oregon and everywhere in between.
Any time of the year.
Right. Now it's just going to matter, the blades that are on it, and maybe the color of the skirt, or maybe the color of the blades, really. But, for the most part, that's a pretty simple chuck and wind, and that's something I'll first throw, especially going to a new body of water. Then we just add everything else that I'm already comfortable with and say, okay, I can do these types of things here and there.
And when you're fishing spinnerbaits, is your go-to like a double willow, or you like Indiana or Colorado?
Yeah. I mean, being a bank angler, I typically, and then we chase the season. So, it's either the post-spawn, pre-spawn, warmer weathers. I stick to the willow blade, but I mean, I like to do that willow, like Indiana combination, because that's really the middle of the road where you can slow that thing down just enough, or you can speed it up just enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's the best of both worlds, and then we just break things down from there, soft plastics. And again, if something's really, like the one place I fished, there was a lot of like the eelgrass and a lot of muck. So we're fishing top water, or I'm fishing like weightless fluke stuff. I don't have to worry about really getting down in that, that I can still keep it up in that water column and, be successful with catching those fish and not getting hung up all the time.
And so you have a go-to setup when you're like, what kind of rods and reels do you have a brand that you're kind of, really enjoy?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to reels, I mean, I landed on Shimano, years ago, and I ran through everything from a Zebco 33 all the way up to just about, every name brand and maybe smaller companies on the market. I've used a lot. I landed on Shimano. It's because of the reliability, the warranties, the parts availability replacement program. When it comes to rods, I'm still running the gamut. I mean, there's so many different rods out there. I'm really more technique specific setup now, and I know the average person, you don't have to do that. Right. But you can kind of, as you really get in deep into it, right, you can, there's an advantage to that. You know what I mean? Because the one rod that I have for my liplesses, I'm not going to use that for top water because it doesn't really, you know what I mean? So in terms of brand goes, I run Ducats a lot. I run some Shimanos, and then most recently I got into the G Loomis GLX series. And that's more of a technique specific lineup. They're a little pricey, but for what I do, it's I believe justified.
Sure.
And in terms of that, it's not about the money and flexing. People say, why do you need that expensive setup? It's not about that, because fish don't care. You're right. Because the fish don't care, but it's about the mechanics are going to get better. What it does for your body, less fatigue, hand fatigue, back, shoulder, all that stuff, more sensitivity. I mean, there's a lot to it,
So I'm guessing that because you get to fish so much, do brands approach you on a regular basis? Like, what's that like as a content creator and the world that we live in today where,
Yeah, I mean, some do, not big brands, and that's, not nothing against the guys stuff that I've used, you know what I mean? It just, yeah, a lot of people want to send stuff, and I say, yeah, send me some stuff. We'll check it out. And like I said, some stuff is for me. Other stuff just doesn't fit my style. But, that's the one thing I want to focus on, moving forward is it's, showcasing these lures in a way, just because a lot of people don't know how to use them, right? That's one of the biggest things. You walk into a tackle shop and you got just rows and rows of gear, and you're like, well, how do I fish that? So I'm not going to buy it. And you know what I mean? So, just want to take that approach of always just, showcasing this new gear, how we can use it, how it might help you, and just, go from there.
Yeah, you were making videos. What was it like? What's in my tackle box, or
what's in the bag and stuff like that? Traveler's tip of the day. Yeah, we're gonna get back into doing that stuff. Like I said, Alaska. I don't want to. When you do this stuff, it's full time. We got to do it all the time. But Alaska was a little bit different, right? We was really, really busy focusing on enjoying, that time up there. We were camping, we were hiking, we were fishing, we were exploring. So, but we're gonna get back into that rotation again.
That's amazing. I'm so jealous. All right. So again, for those just tuning in, you haven't missed the golden tickets. We're talking with a traveling fisherman who literally, for some of you, this would be your dream. You get to travel the world or the country and fish in a new location every 3 months, which is amazing. One of the things we like to do on the show, is honor people for some of their catches. And there's a section on our website, if this is your first time watching, called the Trophy Room. You can find it at monsterbass.com/PV, or you can just go to community and go to the Trophy Room and you'll find it. You upload your catch, and we like to use them. And so this week we had a lot of new pictures, and I want to honor a few people. This is Graham in Indiana. Let me actually, hold on a second. Let me get rid of this comment. So, yeah. This is Graham in Indiana with a 31-pound striper. I would like to catch a 31-pound striper. I've never caught one that big. All right. This is Thomas and Timmy from Michigan with a couple nice trout. These little guys, congratulations to you guys. This is Mikey. I love it. I love that because they're all little kids. It's like Thomas and Timmy, Mikey. They're all the names that your mom and dad call you when you were little and that you couldn't wait to get rid of. But this is Mikey in Colorado. Congratulations to you. This is Kevin in Montana. The nice little perch that it looks like he caught ice fishing last winter. And this is Tommy in New Hampshire. And last but not least, we got Trevor in New York. And congratulations to you guys. Like I said, we had a run on kids this week, so I want to say thank you to all the parents that submitted pictures for your kids. I don't know if it's because we have this new Kids Creative Bait Fishing Kit, and we send them like a little bag, and it's got lure blanks in it and a paint kit, and they can paint their own little lures, and it gives them tips on beginner fishing tips, how to tie knots. And so I think because we've been selling a lot of those, I think we got a run on little kids being posted. So congratulations to you little dudes. Where was I? Yeah, okay, so golden tickets, guys, because my phone's blowing up with golden ticket comments. And as you guys know, at the end of the show, we're going to call a couple golden ticket numbers. If I call out your number, just email me at rick@monsterbass.com, and we'll get something sent out to you. Now, if I haven't sent you your box, send me a reminder, because I think there's 2 people that I might have screwed up on and didn't get theirs. One I spoke to today, and one more person that I I want to just line up. You don't need to tell me here. Just email me and let me know. So we'll get that taken care of. All right. When you're not fishing, what do you like to do for fun?
Go fishing. We, that's a big part of it, and then when I'm not fishing, it's just getting, gearing up, getting ready for, the next trip or the next adventure. But we've been doing a lot more camping together, the wife and I, and we like to be, tourists as well, because we're not quite tourists and we're not quite a local. So we kind of, we try to do the best of both worlds. There's a lot of places here in Missouri we're going to go check out. We're going to, maybe go to a football game, or, check out some stadiums, maybe go to the baseball, stadium, and do a tour in there. And, we just, go to markets and do all that stuff, but a lot of is fishing for me. That's really the forefront of a lot of it. And then again, exploring when we're out.
That's so good. That's so good. All right, you guys, I'm probably going to open up the phone lines in a minute, but do you guys have any questions for Robert? And I'm going to answer this one question for Jeffrey. Do I personally pack the orders, or do I have employees who do it? And the answer is, if you go to monsterbass.com and you place an order, there is no chance that I could pack all of those orders myself. The golden tickets right now, we had Operation Garage Clean Out for most of the year. And I have gotten down to the point where I am almost all out of baits in my garage. And so now I will just be placing orders from the Monster Bass store and sending you all something. So thank you for the question. And I am grateful for all the employees and staff that we have that pack all the orders, because there's no chance I could ever do that. It's just too much. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands of orders. I could never do that. But great question. Robert, have you ever fished Central New York?
No. See, I can give you a quick rundown of places that we lived.
Okay.
Boston.
How'd you like Boston?
Was great.
Where in Boston did you live?
Right in downtown, right at kitty corner from TD Garden.
Oh, sure. I lived in Boston for 8 years, so
that was great. Fished the Charles River a lot. That was amazing. A lot of fun. Yeah. Florida, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Vermont, Virginia, Tennessee, Louisiana, Missouri, Illinois. I think that's it.
Right on. What's the funniest fishing mishap you've ever been a part of?
I fell in the water on live, up to my neck. I mean, it wasn't real deep water, but I was leaning over to grab the fish, and I tripped and right in the water. Never lost a fish. Got up and kept it. And we kept rolling. So that was probably one of the funniest things.
Nice. I wish I could find the GoPro. I was fishing and I had a GoPro on, and I literally fell into the water with the GoPro and then came out. And I think it was at a time when I didn't know how to really pull the content off the video cards and all this stuff. So it's sitting around somewhere, but I think that'd be a really funny video for me. And
then I was just Alaska. We were up in Alaska drone fishing, and had made a few runs already out there, dropping the line off, and something must have got frayed, because we take it out till the end of that spool. Well, they dropped the bait. Well, there goes the rest of the line. So now it's gone, right? I got no line on the reel. We're done. Another guy was there. He let me use his setup. So we're fishing. About an hour later, I get this bite. I'm reeling in, and we're using 14 to 16 foot rods as well. So, and it's a workout to get this thing in. And
I bet.
And the rod's moving around. It's going, people, you got to fish. And everyone's watching. I reel it in. It's this big rock, and my line's all wrapped up in it, right? And we're like, okay. We pick the rock up. My line that I lost about an hour ago is wrapped up in this rock as well. So I grab it. I'm hand lining, and it took me a while. I hand lined all this stuff, and there was 2 cod on the end of that line because we had bait on it.
That's insane.
And we got the video. The video's up over on TikTok. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was good.
Wow. Of all the places you've lived, and I'll be right back because I'm just going to turn on the air conditioning. Of all the places you've lived, what place had the best food?
Boston, by far. Yeah, and because with Boston, you're getting fresh seafood, and then you have you got Chinatown. You had the North End for Italian. Yeah, hands down, Boston, best food.
Wow.
And then Oregon, I would say.
Come to think of it, Boston has a lot of. I was going to say Vancouver, but Boston has a ton of diversity.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't beat the North End because it's truly authentic. They definitely have tons of great seafood. Yeah, Boston's pretty good. Boston also feels like old school and authentic, whereas when I go to Vancouver, Vancouver has a really big China, big Asian population. The Asian food's amazing. But it still doesn't it doesn't feel like it's been around for a long time.
And I'm looking, I got the phone up. I was looking at the comments. Somebody said not Louisiana, and don't get me wrong, Louisiana was on a completely different level as well. We absolutely love Louisiana, but that was more Cajun food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? More, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying for the overall experience with food was Boston.
Yeah, I would agree. I love I love New Orleans. I'm guaranteed to gain 10 pounds when I go there and have to see my doctor when I get back. But it's amazing. But I couldn't imagine I could see myself living in Boston and eating all that food. But living in New Orleans, I think it's just a heart attack waiting to happen. It feels like for me, but that's just me.
I just, my mind is, I'm looking at, thinking all these stories, when we were in Vermont, we lived just outside of Burlington, but we just got there. I got my backpack on. I got all my stuff. I'm in full gear.
Yeah.
I'm fishing in downtown Vermont or Burlington. And all of a sudden this guy comes walking up and my wife goes, "Is that Bernie Sanders?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I look, and sure enough, it was. He come walking up. He goes, "How's the fishing going?" And I said, I just got here myself. And he's looking at me. He's like, "Oh, you really must really like your fishing," because he's like, "What is all that?" Because they say it looked like antennas, because I got the backpack on, so
right.
That was fun. Yeah, not too much. The food wasn't all that great there, but that was one of my stories from there.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Have you experienced the barbecue in Missouri yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Best barbecue we've had so far has been Texas.
You gotta like beef if you're gonna be in Texas. I like beef, but I like pork too. I don't know that Texas does pork the best. Although Texas is pretty legit.
So yeah, that's the big thing is going to be the barbecue around here. There's already a lot of spots that I'm waiting to go.
Yeah. What other question? What else? Should we open the phones? Does anyone want to call in? Let's see. Wow, I got a lot of. You can always count on Matt Brown. The Robo Dog at iCast was the drone fishing. All right. Well, Matt Brown says you're 3 hours from him, and he could use some help.
Okay.
Don't worry, Matt. I'll give you his home address, and you can just show up at his door in the middle of the night. It'll work. Let's see. What other questions?
Had a really good time in Texas. Got to fish a bucket list place there, Lake Fork, obviously, and then got to fish at the Yamamoto Ranch. That was fun.
God, we got lots. I can't ask this question. Some of these questions are. Everyone is so. Everyone wants to know. How can I phrase this in a? How literally. All right. I'm just going to ask it. Everyone everyone wants to know how you, get away with fishing all day while your wife's at work.
I just wake up and I put one pants leg on at a time and I get out there and I go fish. I take care of things around the house. That's why I'm not out there every day. That's part of it. Obviously that's part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's busting 3-4 days a week, and I'm treating this like a job as well, but I do my stuff. You know what I mean? I carry my weight. We have to do that, but that's part of it.
Yeah.
How unfair would that be for me to do that? You know what I mean? But yeah.
100%. 100%. Listen, T-Rex is, I can't. T-Rex, can I share personal info? I won't go too personal, but I think it's all stuff that you'd be cool with.
Me?
No, T-Rex. I'm waiting for him in the chat to give me the clearance. Oh, he just texted me. Let me see what he says. Okay. So T-Rex's wife brings home the bacon. T-Rex has a job, but she brings home the bacon, and he takes care of the queen like she's the queen, and it gives him the freedom to go out and do the fishing and stuff, and yeah, it's a partnership. That's the easiest way to answer it. It's a partnership, and as long as you're pulling your own weight and the other person is satisfied with what you're doing, that's the answer to everybody's question. That
said it better. Yeah,
blowing up my phone. Let me see. Wait, I just saw a question about bourbon and whiskey, and I've got 3 questions about drinking. Wait, what's your go-to drink?
If we go out, it's going to be old fashioned.
I think there's too much sugar in those for me. Isn't there sugar in those?
It's
the ginger ale, right?
No.
What's in an old fashioned?
Bitters, whiskey, and they muddle. They'll put a cherry in it. And sometimes they'll line the rim with an orange peel.
Is that the thing that comes in the gold cup?
No, that's a Moscow Mule.
Okay, Moscow Mule. That's the one that has too much sugar for me. Maybe it's the ginger ale. Do you do much kayak fishing?
No. I haven't really found one. I haven't been on a ton of them, but the ones that I have, I'm old school. I like the John boat. I like and I know that these newer kayaks, they're very stable, but I like the old school, man. I like having that room. I like having that deck. But we had recently talked about it, about potentially getting one. The big issue with not having one now is when we take company housing, is it going to be on the 3rd floor? Where can I store the kayak? You know what I mean? Because when we load up the SUV, it's packed to the gills, right? No pun intended. So, got to get that roof rack going. So we're trying to figure it out, because moving forward, maybe by next year, we might get a truck and a trailer, trade in the SUV, and that'll open up some more opportunities along the way as well.
Have you ever gotten a lure stuck in your beard?
All the time. Yeah. Well, no, no joke. Sometimes, I think it saved me a few times coming back. I've had that where, pulling and thing will come flying back and just get caught here rather than digging into me. It's happened a few times.
What's your favorite? Have you gotten to fish in Missouri yet?
Yeah, just like a local pond. Caught a bunch of bass.
What's the one place in Missouri you're really itching to go fish?
Lake of the Ozarks and Table Rock.
All right, I answered that. All right, I put my phone number up if you guys want to call in. Oh, hold on. I should have known. I should have blocked this guy. Do I answer? Hold on. All right, I'll try and do it.
You should have blocked this guy.
Hello, caller. Go ahead. You're on the air with the Traveling Fisherman.
Hey, Traveling Fisherman. This is the Matt Brown Fisherman. No, I hear you're in Missouri. So basically, there are two lakes that you got to check out. I don't know how far north you want to travel, but there's one in Jefferson City, pretty close, kind of that northwest corner called Mazingo Lake. Okay. And it's been on BASS top 10. It's a I've caught dirty 30 out of that lake. It's really good. But I had a question for you, and my question was, so you do a lot of multi-species angling. What's your favorite fight?
Peacock bass. I mean, wasn't real big, but I mean, there's something special about it. If anybody's ever caught a smallmouth and amplify that.
You caught it down in Florida?
Yeah, Everglades.
I caught some peacock down in Florida, and you're right. It's like a smallmouth, but just more aggressive.
Yes.
So that's one I've never had, a peacock. That would be on the bucket list of needing to get the Grand Slam of bass. But yeah, no, that it's like a smallmouth is, it grabs your bait and takes off running straight sideways, and you're just holding on trying to catch a pound-and-a-half fish sometimes. They're incredible. So I can't imagine if you're multiplying that, you know what I mean? That sounds like a pretty entertaining catch. Do you do, a combo like inshore, offshore, or is it all kind of lakes, rivers, streams, freshwater stuff?
It's anything and everything. We down in Florida, we've gone down to the Keys and we've gone offshore. Up in Alaska, we did that. We, going outside of Resurrection Bay. It depends on where we're at and the opportunities. But if it's got gills, I'm going to try to catch it.
I feel you on that one. Have you got to do any trout fishing in Missouri yet?
Not yet. So
or you looked into any of it?
A little bit, yeah. I was at the Bass Pro, and one of the guys we were talking about it, he kind of gave me a few places to potentially go. Said October coming up is going to be really good for it. So,
yeah. So I mean, obviously you got the Taneycomo down there by Branson, but there's a little smaller known state park. It's actually the hatchery for all the fish that they release pretty much in the entire state. It's called Roaring River.
Okay. Yep. I was looking. Yep.
Yeah, that's a really, really good one. And if you get a little closer towards my area in northeast Oklahoma, there's one, it's called the Lower Illinois, which you can catch all species of warm water fish, including trout, even though they're cold water, they're year round.
Okay.
Browns, rainbows, below 10 killer dam there. But yeah, no, like that's kind of one of those, like, I love multi-species angling just because you never really know what you're going to hook into.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you get that surprise of, that special fish, like I caught a couple smallmouth today, and that's rare for me just because we don't have a ton of them here. And, you know what I mean? It was just exciting. So yeah, peacock would be definitely on my dream boat.
Little known fact, not only does Matt like multi-species fishing, he also likes dipping.
That is very true. I spent way too many years in the Army. You know what I mean? It's just one of those you have to have the nicotine habit. I think it's required starting your career and the whole way through. It was kind of a
could be ending your career.
Yeah, I'm still for dipping though. You know what I mean? No. You got to carry the habit on. Can't be a quitter.
I'm just kidding with you, Matt. I wasn't really gonna block you.
I know. You love me too much.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, but yeah, well, thanks for chatting with me, guys. I honestly, if you ever make it over to Eastern Oklahoma, give me a holler and we'll have to hook the rig up and find one of these lakes and see if we can find a big largemouth and beat Rick's PB.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Appreciate it.
Shouldn't be hard, Matt. He'll probably beat my PB tomorrow.
Well, I'll try.
Well, I meant Robert.
Oh, well, he probably will.
Yeah, I know you.
I haven't swung a big stick in a few weeks on purpose just because it still hurts, but you know what I mean.
I do. All right, man.
All right, guys.
Talk to you later.
Have a good night.
Bye. Oh, Matthew. He's fun. He's fun. I think Coley said it best. You can hear the dip in his mouth. That was classic. That was classic. All right, here's another question. Your favorite brand of polarized sunglasses?
Who asked that?
Melanie?
Costa. Costa would be my favorite brand of sunglasses.
Would that be because you were sponsored by Costa, or
no, not yet. Costa.
Oh, you just wait. I see. I get
As the traveling fisherman goes coast to Costa. Yeah, Costa. Wear them for a long time.
Right on. Never tried Maui gyms?
I have not. What do you think? You suggesting them?
I sat in I went to a writers conference and they had this presentation on optics, and I was like, oh my God, this is the dumbest thing I've ever sat through. I was like, I made a beeline for the bar. I got a cocktail and I sat there, and then I proceeded to learn all about optics and eyewear protection and all the technology that goes into the lenses. And I was just like, wow, this is actually really interesting. And these guys, I think, and I'm not sponsored by them, I think they do it better than anyone else in terms of technology and protecting eyes.
Okay.
I don't know. But
yeah, I'll have to check them out. Like I said, I'm in the market for a new pair of shades anyway, so I'll see.
That being said, I just wear Ray-Bans, so I'm just like, you know. But
no, it's good to know though.
Yeah. Oh, more coming in. Oh, hold on. Hello?
I just wanted to do a shout out to the Fisherman.
Who is this?
This is Renee Sarek.
How do you know Robert?
Oh man, he's a good man. He's a good man, and I love what he does. He's a good man, and I just wanted to do a shout out. And you guys, you're doing a good job. This is awesome.
All right, thank you for that.
Okay, you guys have a good night. I'm going to continue watching your program.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was nice. That's nice. Oh, man. So what's next for you in terms of content? You're just going to keep doing what you're doing, or now that you're in a location where it's not as much vacation-y, so to speak?
Yeah, now it's playing catch up with the content. There's a new series I started called Reeling Through the States, and that's where we stop off at one, and fish every state that we go through for an hour, see if I can come up with something. So I got to get caught up on that. Really, that's a lot of it is going to be catching up on content and then just getting back into that rhythm again. Like I said, Alaska was different because there was spots out there where I couldn't go live, and so I recorded some stuff, but Alaska was different. Again, we took the time to enjoy it. The wife and I together. I had family and friends come up there. There was a lot of stuff that we did, but moving forward, we got to keep changing it up, just like with our tackle, right? And learning different techniques. Always switch things up. So,
yeah.
It's going to be getting caught up on content and then just starting some new series and see how it goes.
What's the one technique you really want to improve on?
Well, one thing that I haven't really gotten into is like the glide baits and swim baits. So that's something I really want to take on and learn. And then like the more BFS side of things, I do have an ultralight setup, but I really want to start to focus on that as well.
Right on. We're calling someone that tried calling in and got cut off.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I was, this is Aaron Howell, a.k.a. Real Clean. I was calling to talk to Traveling Fisherman.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on live with him.
Yeah, man, Traveling Fisherman, he's a legend to me, man. He helped me. I've been fishing largemouth. That's all I target for about 2 years now, come a long way. I met him back when he was still in the FWC, which is a group of people or family on TikTok. And man, he's helped me. He sat in my channel today all day watching me fish, and for about an hour. And anytime I'm on or I'm fishing or have any type of questions or anything like that, he's my go-to man with it. And not only that, but he'll help you in any which way if it has to do with fishing and it being positive, man. Great person.
I appreciate that, Aaron. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
That's what it's all about.
I'm going to try and post some pictures to y'all's MONSTERBASS.com catch and talk to y'all possibly about subscribing and everything else.
Yeah, you can hit me up anytime you want. You can find me at rick@monsterbass.com.
Okay, I appreciate it, y'all.
You got it. Bye. All right. So what I'm getting at is you're a pretty nice guy. You're helping people whenever you can, traveling around creating content.
Yep.
What's not to like? Costa, if you're listening, give him a call.
You know, it's hearing stuff like that is really what it's all about. Because again, I'm not a professional, you know, but I obviously, you know, I do okay when I'm catching fish. And again, it can be really easy with all the technology that we have to help somebody, you know what I mean? And again, I've gotten so many great messages from people over the last few years since doing this that, you know, hey, you've given me the confidence to try this lure. And now I'm using all these things. I'm catching fish and I'm having fun when I'm out there. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Just people, you know, there's some things that I won't share, right? Some secrets, but for the most part, I want to open up my tackle box to you. I want to show you, you know, because again, when we grew up, I bet you and I are probably in the same category of age maybe, but when I grew up, all I had was Bill Dance or the outdoor channels. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have the technology at our fingertips. So it was that trial and error, right? Yeah. So now I want to be that information for you. Again, I don't know everything. We're going to learn along the way. We're going to teach along the way. But that's what those types of responses, what really gets me going and makes me happy. Yeah. And truth be told, you can give them all the secrets anyway, and they still got to be the one to cast the line. Exactly. Right? So all the secrets in the world, like. Right. Yeah. So right on. Let's see. We got anyone else? Anyone else want to call? Let me see. So, all right. I think I've answered all the questions, or I've asked all the questions that I'm willing to ask. I'll ask this for my last one. Will the Bears make the playoffs? No. Not if they keep playing Williams. I mean, we got some guys, you know, that are hurt obviously on defense, but I don't know. You know, people keep saying Super Bowl. I said toilet bowl, if anything. I mean, you know, there's a lot to that organization that needs to be taken care of. I think don't get me wrong, the legacy of the McCaskies, I understand all that, but it needs to start from the top and work its way down, you know. Well said. Well said. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. It was really a pleasure getting to know you, and I want to thank you for sharing that with the Monster Bass community. And I really hope that Missouri is a great time, and that it's all that it's cracked up to be. And thank your wife for taking time away from her and to be with us. So yeah, I appreciate. Hey, thank you for having me on. Like I said, I've been a huge fan for a long time, and you know, keep doing what you're doing, because again, that really gives everybody the opportunity to push themselves, right? When they get those boxes and they go say, hey, I haven't used this. Let's get on the water and try it. You know, keep doing what you're doing to keep us doing what we're doing. Yeah, for sure. And I'll get some stuff out to you like we talked about. So perfect. All right. Listen, have a great night and be safe out there. All right, you too. Thanks,
All right.
everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you. Traveling Fisherman. If you guys haven't followed him yet, go check him out on every platform, Traveling Fisherman. And that was great. I mean, we took a few calls, and it's very clear to me. It's very clear to me he's a solid human being, and that's what I love. Solid human beings. All right, we're gonna make a quick phone call. I want to give a shout out to our guest from 2 weeks ago, Bougie Redneck Fishing, and I just want to give a special shout out to him. I want him to know that we're all thinking about him. You know, he's getting ready for some surgery, and he's got to rest up, and you know, we all have different stories in our life, and that make us unique, and that have helped define us into who we are. And so I just want to give him a shout out, let him know I'm thinking about him. His name is Bougie Redneck Fishing. I don't know if he wants his real name out there or not, but that's his channel, Bougie Redneck Fishing. And then I want to call one other person. Let me just do this really quick. Let's see.
Control. Turn on the microwave.
All right. We're almost done, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, sir.
What's going on?
I think I have the wrong phone number. Who is this?
Ralph Boyd,
Oh.
Army Outdoors.
Ralph Boyd, Army Outdoors. Hello, sir.
What's up?
Calling to congratulate you on your move across the country and yet another promotion. One day soon you'll have classified clearance like myself and you know, a couple others.
I have a new title now.
Tell me the title.
I have reverted back to the rank of Master Sergeant, and I am now a certified Army Inspector General.
Okay, so what does that mean, Ralph? Remember, I just read the files. I'm not in the thick of it.
Yeah, I guess in layman's terms, it's kind of like quality control for the Army. That's a simple way to put it.
Okay, so when you see a purchase order and it's for toilet seats and they cost $200, you're the guy. It's like, no.
Loosely, there's like layers and layers and layers, but yeah.
Okay,
So
so
like the quality control, making sure things are done the right way type thing.
got it.
The general way.
Ralph, are you Six Sigma certified?
No, I do have my Society of Logistics as a senior logistician,
Oh my.
senior demonstrator logistician. I do have that one.
All right. Well, first of all, congratulations on your promotion. Thank you for your service. And one day, you know, because you're in Marty Lawson's backyard.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can link me up with him.
Yeah. So I will. I'll call the Donald up and make sure that I can give out his Pentagon cell phone number, and I will make sure that you get that because I think you guys should hook up and go fishing. And by hook up, I just mean go get together and go fishing.
Oh, yeah. Now that I'm done with school, I got more time now too. So
Yeah.
Boats right around the corner in the parking lot by the marina. We have a boat right here on base, so it's easy to get on the Potomac. I just got to figure out all these tidal fisheries.
Amazing. Well, that's all I had for you, Ralph. I want to welcome you back, and I want to congratulate you, and I wanted to say hi because it's been a long time.
Yeah, I appreciate it, definitely. Saw you were on live. I was like, oh, let me hop on there real quick.
Yeah, well, Marty Lawson's on here. He must be taking a break from his meetings with the president, and he said, "Heck yeah, he will." I'll connect the two of you, and you guys can talk about all the classified stuff and all that good stuff.
Yeah, he just said, give him, or you can give. Because what do you think? Give my number. Give him your number. However.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Marty said you have the correct clearance. So welcome to the club. It's not just me. It's not just me, Marty, the president, and you. And you're in the club.
Oh, I feel so special now.
I mean, amazing. So, all right, my friend. Well, I just want to call and say hi.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your night. Appreciate the call.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Have a good night.
All right.
Okay.
Later, brother.
All right. Bye. All right. Well, that was Ralph. Thank you for your service, Ralph. What did I miss? I come back to the chat and it's like we're talking about ringworm, preventing foot fungus, athlete's foot. What in God's name? Comfy Crocs. People. All right. There's a couple things that you should know about me. A, Crocs are never acceptable. Never acceptable unless you're under the age of 12 and you got those little cute little pins that you put on them. Can someone tell me the score of the Yankees game? Because I'm about to get really upset. Oh, for goodness sakes. I looked already. It's 3-3. 7th inning. This is garbage. I cannot believe that you guys. Yeah, thank you. No Crocs. Oh, country fried. No Crocs. No Crocs, you guys. All right. If you haven't seen, I put a code across the screen. It's good till midnight tonight. Live 101, save you 20% off, including the BFS rods today. I'm not going to put them on sale because I don't need to. But today, because you watch Live 101. So, what else? I could talk about, I'm not going to lie, guys. I did get my competitor's box today because no, before y'all lose your mind, I get them every month because I'd like to see how we stack up. And I like to see what the competitors are doing. Because if I didn't think I could stack up, I wouldn't do this job. Thankfully, we do. But I haven't opened this one yet. But I'm not going to waste your time. We're not going to open that. But I do want to make sure that everybody that's here knows that. Oh my God, what is going on here? Wow, the reflection out the windows is insane. And these hooks, these BKK hooks are clearly, oh my God. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the new grass burner. If you go online, the old one, well, anyways, these are coming in this month's box. Everyone's going to get one in a different pattern. I don't know what pattern you're going to get, but I can't wait for you guys to try these. I'm not putting it in the product testing program, but I want your feedback because I am playing with already a version 2 of it, but I want your feedback. I'm excited for you guys to get one, and I can't wait for you guys to let me know how it does. The Delta, they love it for big fish. Like, they love it. I mean, look at the size of these BKK hooks. I mean, they're big. They're big. So, oh, man. All right. I think we're going to go live next week with Marty Lawson, but maybe we should find out. Because, Marty's coming on to give us some tips. Let me see if I can call him at the Pentagon right now. Let's see if he answers. Marty's coming on to give us some tips. Let's see if I can call him right now.
Hey.
Hello, sir.
What's up?
How's everything going at the Pentagon these days?
Quiet now.
Any top secret
quiet
stuff?
now with the government shutdown.
So now's a good time for me to come in and check it out.
Sure.
Make some changes.
Yeah. Get rid of the riffraff.
That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on. So so what do you say? Next week?
Yeah.
You're gonna
I'm
have
all for it.
You're gonna have some bait hacks for us?
Yes, I will.
I love it.
Got a few good ones.
All right. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to send me a picture so that I can get a slide made and forever preserve you in the Monster Bass Live Hall of Fame as a guest. And we go from there.
Sounds good.
I love it.
Yeah, I can do that.
How you feel?
I got a few pictures.
All right. How you
I feel great.
Great. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. So.
Yeah.
All right. That's all.
Yeah.
That's literally all I needed to know.
Yeah. I will send you a picture. And I'm.
Hopefully you're gonna have better cell coverage because we can't hear you.
Hello. Oh, there you are.
You got your right hand up in the air right now?
No.
Okay.
No. I said, yeah, I got some good hacks and a tweak.
All right. I'm excited.
All right, brother.
All right.
Just get ready to call my golden ticket number, would you?
Oh, Marty. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of
I know.
pressure.
I know. But hey, you know, you saw my comment 2 weeks ago.
Did I?
It was about having the correct clearance with the right numbers.
Oh,
So,
I understand.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to find a new place to sit. This looks like I'm being shot with a laser.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bright.
Yeah.
Close the curtain.
There's no curtains.
Oh, well.
I had them paint and it's a long story.
Okay.
So.
All right. We don't need to hear it all.
You're right.
But yeah, looking forward to next week, and I'll put out some good stuff for you.
All right. Sounds great, Marty. I'll be in touch.
All right, brother.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
That was Marty Lawson at the Pentagon. I don't know. Like, I keep moving around and I can't seem to make this work. This is ridiculous. All right. That's good enough. All right. Okay. So if you really are, like, if people really are interested in being guests on the show, I do have a little bit of a backlog. However, you can email me at rick@monsterbass.com. And chances are I only know you by your channel name. So, like, make sure you reference your channel name. So you write in, you say, hey, it's Jonathan. And I'm like, I don't know who the heck Jonathan is, because if I get that many, emails, let me know. Or I get a lot of emails. Yes, I know they make blinds. I'm currently blinded. Okay. One other thing. About 3 weeks ago, we had this is insane. About 3 weeks ago, I showed this bait, and I gave one away to a young man. And either I got the address wrong, which I seem to be doing, because it got returned to me. So I need you. I don't have the phone number. I can't find my text anymore that had it. I need you to hit me up so that I can resend this to you, because it's been sitting on my dining room table for 2 weeks now. Or it's been sitting on my dining room table in the package for whatever. Got returned, I don't know, 10 days ago. Was it Paxton? Yes, Paxton. If Paxton's watching, text me. Text me. God, thank God someone remembered. I've been feeling awful about this kid. So make sure you guys do that. And Caro, yes, I did get yours, but yours is special. So, okay. Oh, I'm getting hit up. It must be Paxton's mom. How did I miss it? I looked at September 17th in my text. God. Thank you, by the way. Get it out. All right. This is ridiculous. Let me see if this is going to work. Oh my God, this is so much better. Oh God. Okay. I want to say thank you to all you guys who are still here. I want you to all like do me a favor and maybe go back in and like this when we're done, or share the live. You can share it on your social media. I would love to get this out, and I'd love to at some point do a whole show with kids and get little kids to come on and tell me their stories about catching fish. And if you've got a kid at home, I don't know, 6 to 12, that would be willing to, that I could send a kit, create a bait kit where they paint the baits, and you'd be willing to let and shoot some pictures like outdoors so that the lighting's good, shoot some pictures and maybe some video clips so I can cut it up. I need happy faces of little kids that love doing this, and everything that I've gotten so far is in the dark dining room. So I need some. So if people are willing to do that, email me at rick@monsterbass.com. I'll send you stuff. All you got to do is email me, name and address. I'll send something out. And again, all I need is some pictures. I'm never going to use your kid's name. I just need images so I can show happy faces, and video so I can cut it up. So Sawyer, if you're willing to do it, again, everyone, you can email me at rick@monsterbass.com. Remind me that it's a kid's kit, and I'll get one out to you. All right, Sawyer, sounds like a deal. And everyone else, Lucky Enough, Jordan Sutton, Jeffrey Turner, Stephanie Armstrong, Fine 13. Look, I just need some help and some support to do this. And so why not just turn to you guys for help? So if you're willing to help me out, hit me up. Thank you so much. All right, you know what time it is? It's golden ticket time. So if you get a Monster Bass subscription, your box comes with an individually numbered golden ticket. And we're going to have new tickets starting this month. Doesn't mean your old ones are no good, but I also realized that we used to do the show on Thursdays, and now we only do it on Wednesdays. So great. Bass-tastic. Email me. If you've got a ticket, now's the time. Put your numbers in. Let's see them. Oh. Oh, wow. We got a lot of numbers here. Golden tickets. Again, you get one in every Monster Bass box. Cast the Nasties. He's been here. He's been quiet. Or maybe I just didn't get a chance to see. Let's see. What else do we have here? The hardest part of doing this is not looking at your names. I just look at the numbers because, like, of course I want all my friends to win. Let's see. What do we got here? We're just about done. We're just about done. We're just about done. Let's see. I got one number. I'm looking for one more. Looking for one more. I'm scrolling, but every time you guys write more in, it sets me back up. I got it. I got it. I got my numbers. Hold on. Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to copy it and put it in the chat. And then we'll call it a day. Call it a day. All right, guys. Golden ticket number 29352 and 40774. There you go. There's your golden tickets. Email me at rick@monsterbass.com, your name, your address, your cell phone number, and your shirt size. So I'm running out of stuff. But you guys will be helping me. Operation Garage Cleanout is pretty much done. And as much as I'd like to say it was a success, I never did get this car in the garage, and I'm giving it back probably on Monday. So, who would be happy with a t-shirt? Oh, yeah. All right. Well, James Anthony just hit me up. So listen, guys, congratulations. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a really great show. Again, special thank you to the Traveling Fisherman for coming on. Next week we got we got a heck of a show for you with Marty Lawson, and hopefully he's gonna, I think he's working right now to get the government back on or something. I don't know. He's doing something. I mean, he could be selling arms to the Contras for all I know. Don't know. So that's all I got for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the servicemen and women out there. Thank you for your service that allows me to do this. Really appreciate you all. Good night.